Hey everybody, Dan here with Pain Free You. Today I wanted to talk about this, and it was kind of inspired by a couple of messaging conversations, whether it be Instagram Messenger or Facebook Messenger, and people messaging me and really in a deep panic, freak out. I'm trying to help them. So that kind of inspired this video. So the real point of this video is, what is the source of your fear? What is the source of your fear? So we'll get into that. There's a couple of things. First, what do we like to do? Relax our body. Slow down the breath. Fill the lungs up. Just take a few seconds. Slow down. Did a video a long time ago. Think and speak slower. I think that just has a tendency to kind of calm things down. So, what is the source of your fear? All right. A lot of people will go, my symptoms. Okay. Yeah, your symptoms, your pain, your dizziness, your gut, digestive issues, your tingling, burning, numbness, weakness, whatever you may have, migraines. The symptoms, that's the source of my fear. So I think there's two real things that are, jumping to the top of the list. Doubt as to what's actually causing the symptoms, because if you doubt, that's going to create worry that I'm actually have something structurally or physically or disease-based going on. I'm sick or I'm broken in some way. So the doubt that you're in a sound, healthy body creates an awful lot of fear. But the second one, the doubt you can absolutely influence, because we have the ability to do the assessments to determine how your symptoms are actually behaving. And it is funny, I get people messaging me and they'll write 3 paragraphs of what happened and the symptoms they experienced, and what do you think, Dan, is this TMS? And my answer is always, go take the assessments. Is this TMS.com? Is this PDP.com? They're both the same. They bring you to the same page. The page that it takes you to has a link for the pain test. If you have pain, take that pain test. Scores 0 to 50. Anything over 29, you can be absolutely certain that is TMS. Slightly under 29, most likely is, but it's not quite as guaranteed. The second assessment is right there in the body of that page. You look for the headings of functional, intermittent, and triggered. And that's the FIT assessment. So any symptom you want, including pain, you can run it through those 19 questions and make a note. How many times do I answer true to the questions? That's the assessment. Well, you know what that assessment does, or those assessments do? It will help you eliminate doubt. Because when you actually do that and it says, yep, this is a mind-body thing, your brain is creating the symptoms. That means by definition, you're not broken or you're not sick. You're not ill. Okay? Accepting that is a decision you can and frankly you need to make, because as long as you remain in doubt, straddling the fence and saying, I can't accept that it's TMS, it feels too real, staying on the fence creates the doubt, creates the perception that I may be sick, and that is a big source of the fear, right? So doubt is huge. You got to get clarity. The lack of clarity will keep you in fear way longer than you need to be. Do the assessments. Is this PDP.com? Get an answer, and please accept it. Because if you're answering yes to any one of those questions, your brain's creating the symptoms, because the questions don't make sense if you are sick or structurally damaged. Because just read through the questions and say, would this make sense if I was broken or sick, right? And generally it doesn't. So eliminate the doubt. Super, super important. And that will help you, that alone will help you reduce the fear. Now, this is where I think some of the conversations I was having inspired me. Where does the rest of the fear come from? Certainly the doubt. No doubt about that. The doubt is creating a lot of the fear. But the rest of the fear, I believe, and I witness, and I see it firsthand all the time, people in the group, people online, people in the comments, the fear is created by the doubt and our thinking. Because when you're sleeping, you're not experiencing the fear. Now, somebody's going to say, yeah, I have nightmares. Okay, very few people, but while you are asleep, you are not experiencing the fear because you're not consciously thinking. So the cool part is, if you eliminate the doubt and you notice your thinking is saying scary stuff, catastrophizing, what if I never get better? Oh no, maybe the doctors missed something. You're basically thinking your way into more doubt. And you're saying, I can't accept that this is TMS because the symptoms are too wild. There's no way the brain could create all of this wildness. Well, what I'm here to tell you is that the brain can create virtually any symptom known to humankind. The brain controls everything. It is the control center for the entire human body. So if you don't think it can create it, think again, because the brain controls everything. Legitimate symptoms from legitimate illness and injury, and also perceived illness and injury. The brain creates all of the symptoms as warnings, right? And even if you do have a broken bone, the pain is there, it's still a warning. It's still a perceived danger, but in that case, a broken bone, the danger is actual, but the brain is still warning you with the pain so that you don't use that arm or leg and further damage that broken bone. It's still a warning. Pain is just a warning. Now, I read something really interesting today. Believe it or not, on Google. I was just doing a little bit of research about pain. And what it said was, pain is a conscious interpretation of stimuli from the body. Let me say that again. Pain is it comes from the conscious interpretation of the stimulus coming from the body. Okay? I can touch a hot stove. All my finger sends up to the brain is heat, and I'm touching metal or glass. The conscious brain has to, and subconscious brain has to interpret what's going on. Oh, you're standing in front of a stove that's been on a while. In a fraction of a second, the brain turns on the pain. Now, I could stand at the same stove that's not been turned on, touch the same exact spot. The conscious interpretation is, the stove's off, the stove is cold, no need for the pain. Same stove, same spot, same stimulus from the body, minus the heat. But I think the heat generally comes up overall, not necessarily right through the finger. But pain is a conscious interpretation. So without the brain's interpretation or perception of what is going on, the pain doesn't happen. And as I was doing this research, they were talking about, are there people who have injuries without pain? And the answer is absolutely yes. I know I've heard plenty of stories of people who are working in the kitchen, they cut themselves, they feel a little bit of a pinch, but the pain doesn't start until they look down and see the blood. Now let's say you're working in the kitchen with the knife and you feel a little pinch, you look at your hand and there's no blood. I guess I'm okay. Is there pain? No. The brain's interpretation or perception of whether or not something dangerous happened is what turns on the pain. So I just really wanted to touch on that because I think that's really important to understand how pain works. So what is the source of your fear? It's either Well, actually, at the highest level, the source is your thinking. Because a lot of times your thinking says, it's probably physical, I'm sick or I'm broken, right? Our doubt is created through our thinking because we can't get off the fence and make a decision to accept the facts that say my symptoms are behaving like TMS. So thinking is the source of our fear. Thinking is what creates the doubt. Thinking is what creates the catastrophic prediction of a lifetime of symptoms. And yeah, you may have been told, oh, you're not getting better, it's just going to get worse. But it's your thinking and replaying those stories that is the source of the fear. Because if you're sleeping, you're not in fear. So the cool part is you can influence your own thinking. And now that you understand how this pain system works, and that the perception by the brain is what turns symptoms on, pain on or off, you can make a conscious, intelligent, wise, adult decision to say, I'm not going to think danger-producing thoughts that will perpetuate my pain. That wouldn't make sense. Why would you do that if you knew that the brain's perception, belief of danger is what turns on and keeps symptoms like pain perpetual and going? Why would you make that decision? Dan, it's so hard, I can't stop thinking that. Rewind, go back to fundamentals, remind yourself, what causes pain? The perception of danger. Does that apply to you? Do the assessments. Once you know that your symptoms are created by the brain perceiving danger, you have an opportunity to change your thinking and say, I'm not going to perpetuate that fear-based, doubt-based thinking that is causing the brain to interpret that I'm in danger and cause the symptoms to stay on. I know I sound like a cognitive guy, and there's a lot of people in the mind-body space who are a little bit more Zen and meditation and breath work and all that kind of stuff. But without the cognitive knowledge of knowing you're okay, and without eliminating the doubt, the brain's going to perceive danger. It doesn't matter how well you meditate. If you don't know the fundamentals of what's causing the symptoms and that is absolutely what's going on for you, I think the symptoms will continue. Forgive me. Bless me. So the perception of danger. Safety is the solution. And what is the source of your fear? It's your thinking. Because your thinking is what keeps on saying, I can't stop doubting. I can't stop thinking that I'm broken or sick. The symptoms are too wild. I feel like I'm dying. And I hear that a lot. Come on, folks, you're scaring the crap out of yourself. And you're wondering, how come my symptoms won't go away? Because you are scaring the crap out of yourself with your own thinking. You know, people tell me some of the wildest descriptions of how their symptoms feel. And I cringe. I go, ooh, that sounds awful. But if you're describing your symptoms in such colorful language, you're scaring the crap out of yourself. And when you scare the crap out of yourself, what does the brain perceive? Danger, turn on that alarm. Symptoms are going to stay on. You can't keep scaring the crap out of yourself. And if that fear is based on doubt, you gotta get clear what is causing it. And if the assessments say it's TMS, perceived danger symptoms, you gotta make a decision to accept that. If you'd like to move forward and have your symptoms start coming down, you must, and I'll say it, you must make a decision to accept that this is what's going on. Because holding on to doubt that you're actually sick doesn't make you any safer, doesn't prevent symptoms or pain. It just delays recovery. So I'm a little bit animated here because it gets frustrating when I explain time and time again to some of these folks what is going on. I reassure them that their symptoms are definitely mind-body, TMS, perceived danger created. And then every day I get a message saying, I don't know, I'm still stuck. I can't believe it. You got to make a decision, folks. You really, really must make a decision to say, I know what's going on. Because once you know that foundational knowledge of, holy crap, I'm really not broken, is a massive tool in your arsenal to bring down the fear. And when you bring down the fear consistently, you'll also be able to shift your attention away from it, because you're not going to be able to stop thinking about it, trying to fix it and worry about it if you're still terrified by it. But once you really know what's going on and you recognize, holy cow, I'm really not broken. This is temporary. Get that into your mind. TMS, temporary mind-body syndrome. Temporary. When I teach my brain that I'm actually okay, these symptoms can go away. Make a decision to accept that and make the dominant thought the fact that you're actually okay. And I guess I get animated because it frustrates me that the answers are right in front of people, and yet day by day by day, they continue to scare the crap out of themselves with doubt, and the doubt creates the fear, and they're thinking and they're ruminating on, what if I'm really sick? What if the doctor's missed something? This is a new symptom. I've never seen that before. Oh no, I'm going to the hospital. Got to get rushed to the emergency room. All that thinking is doing is keeping the fear going. And when the fear is going, you're creating the perception of danger, and the brain will keep symptoms on. So does it make sense to keep doing that? Because a lot of people are like, I just want to get better. Okay, do this. Come on, folks. Do the assessments, accept them, then make sure that you don't ruminate on the fearful thoughts. Don't fuel the fear. Cool the fear. Reassure yourself that you're okay. Don't scare the pants off yourself. I'm being very direct here. And if you are the type who is always terrified, yeah, I'm talking to you. I am talking to you, and I'm being direct because I really just want to maybe break through that fear and the doubt a little bit and encourage you, because I see so many people getting better. You know who gets better? The people who don't have the doubt, who decide to accept that this is what's going on for me. They're the ones who get better. The ones who don't are the ones who are still wondering if there's something wrong. The ones who don't are the ones who keep on focusing on and getting frustrated by and being upset by the symptoms and predicting that they're gonna hurt. And when they hurt, they say, yeah, I knew I was gonna. They're perpetuating the danger. What creates the fear? Our thinking. Evaluate your thinking. Literally, take out a pen and paper and go, I had a rough day today. What was the content of my thinking today? Pretty negative, dark, doubtful. Doubtful as to the source of the pain or symptoms. Doubtful as to my ability to do this work and convey safety consistently enough. Right? Doubt. Got to get rid of it, folks. And the thinking is what creates a doubt. Oh, I can't let go of the fact that the doctor told me I have X, Y, and Z. I can't let go of that. And your brain believes what you think and say most often. So when you say, I can't let go of the fear and the doubt, you're instructing your brain not to let go of the fear and the doubt. Change the story. I'm making a decision today to know that I'm okay. Deeply know that I'm not broken, I'm not sick. Make those decisions. Make your dominant voice the fact that I know I'm okay, this is all temporary, I'm on the right path, I'm going to get better. I can and I will get better. I hope this makes sense, folks. And I hope for the people who have been terrified for a long time, I'm kind of knocking you off the fence a little bit towards the smart thing to do would be to convey safety consistently. Eliminate that doubt. And then use your thinking to create the perception that you're actually okay, This is all temporary. It will go away once you dial down the fear. And that happens with our thinking. So, love you folks. Going to wrap it up here. Long video today, 20 minutes, but important one. So what is the source of your fear? Really starts with your thinking, and your thinking is what's holding on to the doubt. So get working on it, folks. isthispdp.com. Take the assessments. Jot down how many true answers you have for each symptom. If it's one or more, it's PDP, perceived danger, pain, or symptoms. So, love you all, and as usual, we'll see you tomorrow. Take care.